Hello and welcome back. The process for applying for a green card from within the United States is called adjustment of the status. When you use AOS, you'll be able to stay in the United States while your application is processed, even if your visa expires before your green card is approved. Citizen Concierge offers adjustment of the status support without the high price tag. The alternative to adjustment of status is consular proceedings, which is when you apply for a green card from outside the United States. When you use the consular proceedings, your green card will be processed by your nearest US consulate or embassy, and you'll remain outside the United States until your green card is approved. Citizen Concierge can also help prepare your green card application if you choose to get consular proceedings route. Both adjustment of status and consular processing have their own timelines, application forms, supporting documents, and costs, but the green card eligibility requirements are identical. You should give some thoughts to which process best suits your individual circumstances. What are the requirements for adjustment of status? To use adjustment of status, you must be eligible for a green card in one of the following categories. First one is the family category. You can qualify for a family-based green card, the spouse, child, parent, or other close relative of a U.S. citizen or green card holder. Employment. You can qualify for an employment-based green card through sponsorship by your employer or based on your own accomplishment and abilities. Other. You can qualify for a green card on a humanitarian grounds through the diversity lottery or for other reasons. What is the USCIS Form I-1485? Before you can apply for AOS, you must make sure a green card is available for you. This is automatically in case if you're applying as the spouse or immediate relative of a US citizen. If you're applying as a more distant relative called family preference, or if your sponsor is a green card holder, you could face a long time wait. You can check your priority date to see when you might be able to apply. If you're applying for a green card through employment or other grounds, you could also face a wait before a green card becomes available. Check the latest visa bulletin for more information on what kind of timeline you can expect. Understanding the 90-day rule. If you're eligible for a green card and in lawful status, you'll still need to be careful not to trigger the 90-day rule. This is a guideline that the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services uses to determine whether AOS applicants misrepresented their intentions when they first arrived in the United States. Many temporary visas, such as the F1 or B1, B2 visas, can be used if you plan to immigrate permanently. By contrast, other temporary visas such as H-1B or L-1 allow dual intent and can be used even if you plan to move permanently to the United States. If you're on a visa that does not allow dual intent, you can run into trouble when you apply for AOS since it shows that you intend to immigrate permanently. The US government could reject your application or revoke your current visa if they decide you secretly plan to immigrate when you first entered the United States. To make that determination, the USCIS officially handling your case will apply the 90-day rule, a guideline that allows officers to infer that you misrepresented your intention if you adjust status within 90 days of arriving in the United States. It's possible to convince the USCIS officer that you genuinely didn't intend to immigrate when you first arrived, but you'll have to offer evidence and you will face an uphill struggle. Even after 90 days, USCIS officers can use their own judgment to determine that you misrepresented your intention. Still, you are much less likely to have problems if you wait until more than 90 days have passed before filing an AOS application. How to get a green card through adjustment of status. Step 1. Check your green card eligibility. Step 2. Have your sponsor file the appropriate petition for your green card category. For a family green card, you'll need to file the I-130 form. For an employment-based application, you'll file the I-140 form. For a humanitarian application, you'll file the I-730 form. Step 3. Once your petition has been filed, USCIS must grant it. The timeline for this can vary between several months to well over a year, depending on your individual circumstances. Step 4. Once USCIS grants your petition, you can check for up-to-date visa availability for your green card category. This will vary depending on your circumstances, green card category, and country of origin. There is no wait for the immediate family member of U.S. citizens, but applicants in other categories must sometimes wait years or even decades. Step 5. Once a visa is available, file your Adjustment of Status application Form I-485. You may also want to file requests for a work permit and advance parole travel documents so that you can work and travel freely while waiting for a decision on your AOS application. Step 6. After receiving your I-485 form, USCIS will meet your date, time, and location to take your fingerprints and eye scan, also known as a biometrics appointment. Step 7. Based on the information provided in the I-485 form and the background checks conducted by USCIS, you may or may not be required to attend in-person interview. If you are called for an interview, the officer will place you under oath and ask you questions about your application. The next step is USCIS must require further evidence and will make you a formal request if so. In some cases, you might also be called for a follow-up interview. Step 9. You will eventually receive a decision either granting or denying your application. You can also check your case status online at any time. If your application is granted, you will receive an approval notice in the mail, followed a little later by your physical green card. What happens after the change of the status? The exciting day arrives and you receive your green card in the mail. You can now work and live freely across the United States, travel overseas and return, and benefit from a pathway to eventual U.S. citizenship. If you change your status through marriage and were recently married, you may receive a conditional green card good for 2 years. You'll have to upgrade this to a full 10-year green card as you near the end of the 2 years period. Depending on your green card type, you may be able to apply for citizenship once you've been a green card holder for 3 to 5 years. To be eligible for citizenship, you must pay your taxes, not be convicted of a crime, and not leave the United States for extended periods without a re-entry permit.